Hello and welcome to The Defender. This is Wardens of the Cross. As I'm sure most of you already know, the Rosary is a devotion that has been instituted in the Church for centuries, reaching back to St. Dominic in 1214. While many confused people believe that the Rosary is a form of worshiping Mary, it is actually quite the opposite and has many spiritual benefits which, if prayed regularly and reverently, can be received from God. Today's episode is about the promises of the Rosary. The promises of the Rosary are from private revelations, so one is free to choose whether they believe in them or not, as it is not doctrine or dogma. They were revealed to a Dominican preacher by the name of Alanis de Rupe. Reportedly, the Blessed Virgin appeared to him and told him many things about the Rosary, which included the 15 promises of the Rosary. These promises, which Mary guaranteed in return for praying the Rosary devoutly, are as follows. Whoever shall faithfully serve me by recitation of the Rosary shall receive signal graces. I promise my special protection and the greatest graces to all those who shall recite the Rosary. The Rosary shall be a powerful armor against hell. It will destroy vice, decrease sin, and defeat heresy. It will cause virtue and good works to flourish. It will obtain for souls the abundant mercy of God. It will withdraw the heart of men from the love of the world and its vanities, and will lift them to the desire of eternal things. Oh, that souls would sanctify themselves by these means. In other words, not enough people pray the Rosary. Number 5. The soul which recommends itself to me by the recitation of the Rosary shall not perish. Number 6. Whoever shall recite the Rosary devoutly, applying himself, or herself, obviously, to the consideration of its sacred mysteries, shall never be conquered and shall never be overwhelmed by misfortune. God will not chastise him in his justice. He shall not perish by an unprovided death. In other words, unprepared for heaven. The sinner shall convert, the just shall grow in grace and become worthy of eternal life. Number 7. Whoever shall have a true devotion for the Rosary shall not die without the sacraments of the Church. Last rites. Number 8. Those who are faithful to recite the Rosary shall have, during their life and at their death, the light of God and the plenitude of His graces. At the moment of death, they shall participate in the merits of the saints in paradise. In other words, if they pray the Rosary devoutly, God will overlook some of their venial sins. Number 9. I shall deliver from purgatory those who have been devoted to the Rosary. So, if people were devoted to the Rosary and did go to purgatory, people on earth praying the Rosary will get them out of purgatory, which is in the Bible. Not the Rosary part, of course, the part of praying for the dead in purgatory so that they might go to heaven. Number 10. The faithful children of the Rosary shall merit a high degree of glory in heaven. So they'll be venerated kind of as saints by those within heaven. Although everybody in heaven is a saint, they will be sort of higher at the table, to put it into perspective. Number 11. You shall obtain all you ask of me by the recitation of the Rosary. So if you pray to the Virgin Mary through the Rosary, she will intercede for us with God. Number 12. All those who propagate the Holy Rosary shall be aided by me in their necessities. Number 13. I have obtained from my divine Son that all the advocates of the Rosary shall have for intercessors the entire celestial court during their life and at the hour of their death. Right there, the Virgin Mary is admitting that she had to go to Jesus to get permission for this, so she's not a goddess. Number 14. All who recite the Rosary are my sons, and the brothers of my only Son, Jesus Christ. We're her adopted sons, if you're too hard-headed to understand that. Number 15. Devotion of my Rosary is a great sign of predestination. So, if you are devoted to the Rosary, it's a good sign because you're probably going to heaven, because you're devoted more to prayer than to sin. Now this is a part which confuses many people, since Mary is reportedly promising to give graces. How is she able to do this unless Catholics actually view her as a goddess of some kind? The answer is simple. She is the Mother of God, and anything which she asks him to do will be done as long as it aligns with his will. You will notice that the 15 promises of the Rosary are almost all spiritual graces, with some of them being a potential for physical benefits as well, as long as it is as God wishes. God would, being the perfect being he is, not reject any spiritual benefits to his creation which they truly wished for. This allows the Virgin Mary to promise to us these benefits which are granted from God through Mary's intervention. One other benefit that can be received from the devout recitations of the Rosary that I wanted to go a little more deeply into is that with each Hail Mary prayed, you are asking Our Lady to pray for you at the hour of your death. Being the wonderful mother she is, she will of course follow through with this. For each rosary said, you are asking the Blessed Mother 53 times exactly to pray for you to your death and to aid you as you die. When saying a Hail Mary, you are also blessing and giving glory to Jesus by saying, Blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. The Rosary is often underrated and underused in Catholic circles, and often scorned and misunderstood by non-Catholics. It is quite absurd that anyone would think it is praying to Mary as a goddess if they would take a second view to view the prayers of the Rosary and the spiritual benefits which are guaranteed through it. The spiritual benefits of the Rosary are such great benefits from God that one would be foolish to not pray it.